history, and the second subject, which is the other minor subject, was English. But we also will teach a third subject, which is compulsory, which I think all the kids do know. It's called social studies, right? And I think most people hate it, isn't it? They'll say it's national propaganda and all that kind of thing. But as a teacher teaching history and geography, that you have no choice. You have to teach it, right? So based on that, right, I've been teaching history, English for many years. I've been in many schools, some mission schools, some not so mission schools. But how did my story actually start? Alright, I won't tell you everything because if I tell you so much, the movie itself, which you're going to watch later, it will spoil the entire thing. But suffice to know, I may look normal to you, I may seem to speak normally as well, but I'm far from normal. In fact, most people will call me abnormal, right? And I never guessed for once that I'll be a teacher at all, much less even teach children for 15 years. I had the privilege of teaching students from N levels to O levels to A levels, and then subsequently to what we call the International Baccalaureate, IB, and then what we call the True Trade Program, IP, right? Sometimes the joke is that the True Trade has derailed, but we'll come to that later. But after that, right, I took a short break because my mother had cancer, so I took some time off to take care of her, right? And in the midst of it, I became a freelancer. I went around teaching in schools as an instructor. So last time as a teacher, you hire instructors, right? I became the instructor, so I joined the other side of the fence. Right? And it's not easy being a freelancer in Singapore's gig economy, and I'll tell you why later on as well. Alright? So based on, based again, I'm not guessing game, but based on my look, after I told you I taught 15 years, how old do you think I am? 35. Oh, okay, I mean, getting close. Closer. 32. 32, a bit far. A bit far. A little bit far. Getting even closer. 60, quite far off. But if you're 60, I don't think it'd be too bad. So, yeah. The closest so far was, someone mentioned 40, right? That was the closest so far. Excellent, 42, right? Yeah, 42 years old. But actually teaching, I look a lot older than this when I was teaching, seriously. Teaching does set you up your energy because it's a very life. I mean, if you just go through the motions, of course, but if you are investing your life and emotions in people, it does drain a lot of your power and your youth, your vitality, but it's a giving job. Yeah. So when I mentioned just now I was abnormal, that means my so-called disabilities must not be so obvious to the naked eye. You cannot really see it, right? Now, in the past, right, the time when I grew up, and you can probably guess based on 42 if you subtract which year roughly I was born, hardly anybody in schools was aware of this thing called special learning needs. Now, the government is very, very acutely aware. They even have what we call allied educators to support in schools and school counselors. During my time, no such thing, right? So if you have a disability and you are trying to cope with the system, but you can't, sometimes they think you're naughty, or they may think that you are stupid, or they might think you're trying to be disruptive. So I've been regarded as pretty stupid, and some of my classmates even call me spastic. And I never understood why. It only became much apparent later in life what afflicted me. But I never knew all these medical issues. I just knew I was slower, right? So as you watch the movie, you see that funny egg shape. That's not Humpty Dumpty, by the way, right? That is supposed to represent what we call in Mandarin the 不倒翁, right? It's an old toy. I know it's not as cool as an iPad. Neither is it as cool as the latest Jedi swords that we see in Toys R Us being sold. But 不倒翁 is interesting. It operates on this subject. You know, somebody mentioned science, right? If I taught you science and maths, I think your children will fail. I think you later on when you see the movie, you probably understand why I said that. 不倒翁, even though my science is not very good, right? I do know from the laws of physics, right? Especially from Newton, right? The laws of motion. Especially a thing called CG. CG stands for center of gravity, right? You know, especially if you watch those Tai Chi movies like the Japanese Tai Chi master, they have one big gigantic 不倒翁 and they will hit it with incredible force. Somehow it seems to bounce back, right? Because in that toy or in the thing that says a center of gravity, there's this heavy weighted thing down that causes it to come back again and again and again. So it's a bit like a boxer, right? You get knocked down, you come back up again, but you continue pressing on and persevering. The reason why we chose this, it also become apparent in the movie, is very symbolic, it's very iconic, and the English titles are called Unbroken, not meaning that you have not suffered, or you have not encountered difficulties, or you have not encountered humiliation. Yes, in all our imperfect world, we must have encountered much of this. But through it all, what is our anchor? Alright, so I will not spoil the surprise. I will leave you all to enjoy the movie Unbroken 不倒翁